know the Bible and the power of God? Do you read the Bible for your daily bread? Don't be taken in by all the lies you hear around. Do the Bible get your feet on solid ground?
Hi, and welcome to another session of St Lawrence Kids Club. I know, quite soon we're going to be allowed to have more people in the garden. And I think we might be able to invite some of the kids into the garden to have Kids Club outside. So watch this space. We'll let your mums and dads know. So keep listening out for when we can actually have Kids Club in person. You excited about that? Yeah, Philip's very excited about it. This is Philip, by the way, and I'm Claire. So we're going to have lots of fun in the next half hour. We're going to be watching a video. We're going to be listening to some songs and joining in with the actions. We're going to do a craft. We've got a puzzle. Lots of stuff. Sounds good. So first of all, we're going to find out something else that Jesus did that was very, very special. No, not making people better. He did that. Not turning water into wine. He did that too. Yeah, you might be right there. Yeah, you're quite clever, aren't you? One of the most special things that Jesus did that shows who he really was. Only God can control the weather. Let's watch this video and find out what happened.
Zonda Kids presents the Jesus Storybook Bible. Every story whispers his name. Written by Sally Lloyd-Jones and read by David Suchet. The Captain of the Storm. The sun was going down. The air was warm and still. "Let's go across the lake," Jesus said to his friends. Jesus had been helping people all day, and now he was tired. So they left the crowds at the shore and set out in a small fishing boat. Jesus climbed into the boat to take a nap. As soon as his head touched the pillow, he fell fast asleep. It was a beautiful evening. A gentle breeze rustled the sails. The friends were chatting happily as they headed out into the middle of the lake. Everything was perfect, just right for a nice, quiet sail. They were only about halfway across when, out of nowhere, whirling winds swept across the lake, fierce and strong like a hurricane. A blinding flash of lightning lit up the sky. Thunder roared right overhead. The storm blew the water into towering waves that hurled the little boat up, 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 and then sent it hurtling, crashing back down, down, down. The fishing boat was blown and buffeted and tossed and turned, back and forth, up and down, left and right, round and round. And in the middle of the storm, Jesus was sleeping. Now, Jesus' friends had been fishermen all their lives, but in all their years fishing on this lake, they had never once seen a storm like this one. No matter how hard they struggled with their ropes and sails, they couldn't control their boat. This storm was too big for them. But the storm wasn't too big for Jesus. "Help!" they screamed. "Wake up! Quick, Jesus!" Jesus opened his eyes. "Rescue us! Save us!" they shrieked. "Don't you care?" Of course Jesus cared. And this was the very reason he had come, to rescue them and to save them. Jesus stood up and spoke to the storm. "Hush," he said. That's all. And the strangest thing happened. The wind and the waves recognized Jesus' voice. Well, they had heard it before, of course. It was the same voice that made them in the very beginning. They listened to Jesus, and they did what he said. Immediately the wind stopped, the water calmed down. It glittered innocently in the moonlight and lapped quietly against the side of the boat as if nothing had happened. The little boat bobbed gently up and down. There was a deep stillness and a great quiet all around. Then Jesus turned to his wind-torn friends. "Why were you scared?" he asked. "Did you forget who I am? Did you believe your fears instead of me?" Jesus' friends were quiet as the wind and the waves, and into their hearts came a different kind of storm. What kind of man is this? They asked themselves anxiously. Even the winds and the waves obey him, they said, because they didn't understand. They didn't realize yet that Jesus was the Son of God. Jesus' friends had been so afraid they had only seen the big waves. They had forgotten that if Jesus was with them, then they had nothing to be afraid of, no matter how small their boat or how big the storm.
That's extraordinary, isn't it? That Jesus just went shh, and the wind and the waves, extraordinary storm, it just stopped, just like that. Amazing. Only God can do that. You try. You can't do it. Your mum can't do it. Your dad can't do it. Teacher can't do it. Nobody can just go shh, the wind and the waves and the storm and the rain, and it just stops just like that. Only God can do that. Wow. Yeah. Jesus was God on earth. He still is God. Amazing. Oh. Yeah, why not? Philip would like to sing a song. Okay. Maybe not the one I'd have thought of. It's not a song about the Jesus in the storm. But it's a song about, because Jesus is God, he is the person that we can build our lives on, and we can trust him all the time, and he'll never, ever let us down. Because he's like a rock. Absolutely. So let's sing this song. Join in with the actions. Great new actions. Well, great new video with the actions from David. So let's join in with the actions of On the Rock.
On the rock, rock, rock. On the rock, rock, rock. On the rock, rock, rock. Let's build on the rock. Jesus' words are great, so we just can't wait to hear some more today. The Bible tells us what he says. On the rock, rock, rock. On the rock, rock, rock. On the rock, rock, rock. Let's build on the rock. Don't be like the man who built his house on sand. That's like someone who hears Jesus' word but doesn't do. On the rock, rock, rock. On the rock, rock, rock. On the rock, rock, rock. Let's build on the rock. Let's be like the man who built on rock, not sand. What does Jesus say? Let's believe and know his way. On the rock, rock, rock. On the rock, rock, rock. On the rock, rock, rock. Let's build on the rock.
Now you're right, that story that we watched in the cartoon isn't just a cartoon story from a book. Yeah, it really happened. It seems amazing. Too amazing to be true, but it happened. Jesus did it. And we can read all about it in God's Word, the Bible, from people who were there and saw it happen. Wow. So listen to me reading the story from the Bible and look at the pictures. Mark chapter 4, verses 35 to 41. The calming of the storm. That day, when evening came, he, Jesus, said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along, just as he was in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat, so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Then the wind died down and it was completely calm. He said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." That was an extraordinary event, and it's true. That means we can really trust in Jesus, because one of Jesus' friends called Peter, he was great friends with a guy called Mark, who wrote all that down. So it's true, we can know that. Yeah, really. Now, I think we're going to have a look at a picture of that event. We're going to have a look at a picture of Jesus calming the storm. It's a bit of a strange picture because it's got lots of different things hidden in it. Now, I wonder if you can find all the hidden things in this picture. Let's give you a few minutes and then I'll show you where they all are.
On the rock, 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 on the rock, 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 on the rock, 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 let's build on the rock. Jesus' words are great, so we just can't wait to hear some more today. The Bible tells us what he says. On the rock, 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 on the rock, 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 on the rock, 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 let's build on the rock. Don't be like the man who built his house on sand. That's like someone who hears Jesus' word but doesn't do. On the rock, 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 on the rock, 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 on the rock, 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 let's build on the rock. Let's be like the man who built on rock, not sand. What does Jesus say? Let's believe and go his way.
How did you get on spotting all of the hidden objects in the picture of Jesus calming the storm? Well, the first one doesn't look much like a hockey stick to me, but that's what it says it is. And there you can see it right at the front of Jesus' boat. And some cherries, very sneakily hidden in the hair of one of Jesus' disciples. And a boomerang, which looks a bit like a croissant, but it's a boomerang and it's in Jesus's hair near his ear. And again, a very odd looking rabbit, but it's pretending to be the hair of another of Jesus's disciples. And a brush, again, right at the front of the boat, next to the hockey stick. And there's the broom, part of the boat, down the side there. And then finally we have the teepee, a little tent, just being one of the disciples' sleeves. So I hope you managed to find them all. It's amazing, just look at that picture, Jesus calming the storm with just one word. How did you get on? Did you find them all? Some of them were a bit odd. I think that boomerang definitely looked more like a croissant that you'd eat for breakfast than a boomerang. But hey, all fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Should we make something? Should we do a craft? And see if we can make something to remind us of the story. We've been thinking about Jesus calming a storm. So today's craft is going to be a stormy kind of craft. So this week the weather's all been a bit strange, hasn't it? Some days it's been freezing and then sunny and then rainy and windy and hail. And in Scotland they've had snow in May. But we're thinking about a storm with lots of wind and waves. So what we're going to do is to make a little wind shaker like this to go in the garden. Now it's all made of things that are waterproof. So when you put it in the garden, you can see it waving in the trees or wherever you hang it to see how windy it is outside. So what you'll need is you'll need a lid. This is a peanut butter lid. I thought the blue one, which was also peanut butter, was better because it looks a bit like the sea. But I've got a red one. I think I've also got a yellow one in the bin. Any colour will do for your lid. And you'll also need some old plastic bags or packaging. Now I've got orange and also some white and green. And the orange I thought looked a bit like lightning, so I thought that was quite good. I need to cut some strips like this out of your plastic bags. And then all you need to do is you need to attach your strips into your lid. Now the best way to do that is to lay your lid down and to put your strips in like this. Find a piece of sellotape. Glue would work, but I don't think it will survive in the rain for very long, so I think sellotape is probably best. So get a little piece of sellotape, and one by one, don't use your teeth, one by one, attach your strips into the inside of your lid until you've got loads of them all falling down like this. Now you need to be able to hang it up. Now I'm lucky enough to have a piece of rather nice ribbon like this. Anything will do, a piece of string, anything that you've got that you can use to hang up your wind catcher. I need to attach it to the sides like that with some more sellotape, and then you can hang it in the trees and you can watch the storm in your plastic as it waves around. And hopefully, because it's all plastic and nothing's paper, it won't dissolve and it'll survive in the storm. And you can remember, all Jesus had to do was go shh, and the wind stopped. Try it. You won't be able to. Enjoy making it. Well, lots of things that we've been able to do today. And now we're going to finish with a song which is all about how Jesus has authority, which means that if Jesus says something, it happens. So we're going to sing the song, Jesus Has Authority. And it says he calmed the storm, he stopped the sea. Only Jesus can do that. And he could do anything to make people better just with one word. And he wants us to follow him and to be his friends too. So let's join in with the song now.
Jesus has authority. Stop the waves, he calmed the sea. He knows what's best for you and me. He saves us and he sets us free. Jesus has authority. He stopped the waves, he calmed the sea. He knows what's best for you and me. He saves us and he sets us free. There was a wedding, it was fine. That is at least till it ran dry. Said Jesus, Mum, it's not my time. But hey, that water, now it's wine. Jesus has authority. He stopped the waves, he calmed the sea. He knows what's best for you and me. He saves us and he sets us free. There was a man down on the floor. He could not move, his legs were sore. Your sins are gone, and what is more, said Jesus, walk right out the door. Jesus has authority. He stopped the waves, he calmed the sea. He knows what's best for you and me. He saves us and he sets us free. There was a girl who was so ill. No one could help, no drug, no pill. But Jesus said, I have the skill. Get up and live, it is my will. Jesus has authority. He stopped the waves, he calmed the sea. He knows what's best for you and me. He saves us and he sets us free. There were some men out on a lake. A storm blew up, their knees did shake. They thought that everything would break. He still said, Jesus, piece of cake. Jesus has authority. He stopped the waves, he calmed the sea. He knows what's best for you and me. He saves us and he sets us free. Here we all are, we hear him say, the time has come, start right away. Come follow me, your Lord, today. I am the life, the truth, the way. Jesus has authority. He stopped the waves, he calmed the sea. He knows what's best for you and me. He saves us and he set us free. Jesus has authority. He stopped the waves, he calmed the sea. He knows what's best for you and me. He saves us and he sets us free.
Yeah, I like that song too. It reminds us all the amazing things that Jesus did. Maybe we'll find out some more about other amazing things that Jesus did in a couple of weeks' time in our next Kids Club. So, that's the end. I hope you have a great time, great fun at school and at home, and in a few weeks' time we'll be able to meet up together and have fun in the garden, playing games, singing songs, and learning more about Jesus. So hopefully see you then. Bye. He said bye too.